Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2024. Let's talk trading. Midweek report. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. I've never done a midweek report before. We just usually, have a trading topic or just trading with Walmart. And the reason I'm doing it is because a trader had asked that could I do a weekly wrap up or weekly open at least once a week, like on the Monday, I think they were saying. So I thought maybe I'll just do a little midweek report and kind of go over what I look at and why I look at it. And so, that's the whole point of these videos, is to share with the traders what I've learned, what I do, so maybe they can glean something from it, pick up a tidbit or two. And, just something to remind everybody, because I don't think Walmart and I have really talked about it lately, but risk management, never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. Probably have beaten that to death over the past, decade or however long I've been doing these videos. But it's just so important that you don't basically crap out of the trading game. So let's see. Let's just take a look here. Where do we start? Weekly, all the gaps have filled. On Sunday/Monday when the market opens, usually you have this huge spread and you have a gap. And a lot of times it will fill, so they'll bring the price up, but whether or not you can get it usually depends on the size of the gap, if you can get a piece of it. So like right now, we've got one gap that hasn't filled, the New Zealand yen. And just so you know, dollar yen's over 150 again, so I'm looking for a short opportunity there. And for the pound, we're about 58 pips below that weekly open, 128 off the high, 24 off the low. And then we also, for the first day of the week, we put in that weekly opening range. And you can see right here, there's the high of Monday, low of Monday. And you can see what happened yesterday. We shot out either end. Then you can see here, we actually were in the opening range for the year and the opening range for the month. And now we're out of all of those opening ranges. So once again, after, once those levels are put in, you can or let the indicator draw those horizontal lines. And then you can just trade, with the candle color. And usually you might want to trade with a higher time frame candle color, the daily, or maybe H4. And that's usually going to give you a pretty good indication which way the market's going to move. But you got to remember, so like on a day like today, or like, what day was this? A day like the 8th. You can see here, it broke through the opening range for the year. And let's see, it broke it by about 40 pips. But if you didn't take your money off the table, it took it back. Now, you might want to say, where should I have taken profit? Well, see that previous day's low right here? It broke through it, moved down, from there it moved down about 10, 12 pips or more. See, that was a low of 85. I think this was a low of 71. So about 14 pips. Yeah. Right there, when price was coming back the other way. That might have been an opportunity to take profit. Or I think if you probably Walmart probably likes to put a midpoint between the open and the close of the candle. And that's probably, he would have said, you know what, it's getting near, starting to go the other way. Just take the money off the table. You'd be happy with 30 or 40 pips, right? And then you can see today, it got close to that open and started to climb back the other way. And in fact, it was below the launch pad, got into the launch pad at 40. And right there, it's time to me, that's time to take money off the table. Because you know how price likes to come up through that launch pad 40 to 60 area. You know, looking at, monthly chart with the yearly numbers on it. You just get a clue looking. It's like, okay, we had an inside bar month, and then all of a sudden it broke out, failed to break out of the high, so pretty much has to break out of the low or break out of both ends, right? Those inside bars, and here we've got another inside bar setup. We broke out of the weekly inside bar from 8 weeks ago. We broke out of the monthly inside bar from last month. And you can see here today, it went pretty much to that inside bar low from 8 weeks ago, turned around. It had broken out of the inside bar, daily inside bar from 6 days ago, giving you an opportunity to make about, maybe 5, 6, 7 pips, and then came back the other way. And right now, if you had taken that short, now the daily would have been green, but I believe the weekly would have been red, and the monthly would have been red. So looking at these candle colors up here kind of gives you a clue which way to trade. When you're scalping, you're pretty much looking down here, but a lot of times it pays to look over here, daily, weekly, monthly. Range, only 76 pips. We've got 5 pairs over 100. Once again, we're just looking at the daily chart, looking at where price is. And don't talk about it much, but you can see here on the fib retrace, we're at the 34 level. And I always put 0 at the bottom and 100 at the top. I realize some people like to change it, but to me, I like it like a thermometer. I've been told I do it wrong for decades, but the thing about trading is you have to find what works for you, because it's not a question of right or wrong. It's a question of profitable or unprofitable. Buy zone, you can see here, must have been some news, shot right through the daily open, and the rest is history. Rat zone, green rats are feasting at the moment. And when the launch pad's in the green rat zone, it's really tempting. What the thing is, a launch pad's always tempting, but problem is, in this particular case, though, the price came down. Just have to be careful. That's why we have stops, right? Pivot trading plan, Bambino Flex said short near the pivot. We never got near the pivot. Bias is long at S1, trading with the H4 candle color, as you can see. You'd be up about 12 pips right now. You could add a lot more here. Notice it came up to yesterday's low and came back down. Once again, where to take profit. That would have been a nice spot. We have not hit the pivot today. We've taken out the weekly. We've taken out the monthly. And H4, we've got an open pivot up there from 6 H4s. We've got an open pivot down here from 345 H4 bars ago or candles ago. And the wick zone, in and out of the wick zone, you can still see it's 71% bet. That price doesn't like to stay in the wick zone. Looking at the ranges, the smart ranges here, got 152 pip range this week, 50 percentile over the past 12 weeks. ATR, average true range, is 180, so anemic. High, previous high, 45. So we broke out to the upside, did not break out to the downside so far this week. High minus close, 124 for you red rats. Close minus low, 28 for you green rats. Weekly crossover traders, high minus open was 69, open minus low, 83. So on that weekly crossover, one thing to look at is, price was going up, then it starts coming down. You look to see, hey, there's some profit to be made on those weekly crossovers. And there was a time that was one of my only trades. I used to put the fibs up and I just sit there and wait. And the thing is, if you're a small trader, meaning, maybe you're trading a mini lot tops, you might even be in the micro lots. And a lot of times when you'll see, when I do the Alt-T, it comes up micro lots because this is one of my reference accounts, not necessarily a trading account. So I do trading on different brokers, but I use this as a reference and to make videos because this is a spread broker, and usually I'm on a commission broker when I'm trading. But commission brokers, I think more people trade with the spread brokers, so that's why I stick to this for doing these videos. But if you're trading small, you probably, 10 pips might only be $1, and you want to build your account, and so you might be making a bunch of small trades like that. But once you get to a sizable account where one trade, 5 pips might be $500, you really learn to wait for those opportunities. And you can turn those small accounts into large accounts, but you just have to be patient and make sure you have your stop losses in place. And let's see, we've got a highest low that triggered, hasn't paid off yet. We'll see what happens. We got a 3-ball, price is reversing. Simple lines using yesterday's high, mid, close, and low, and just taking trades at the line. Nothing esoteric. And I'm just about out of time. You can see ATR percent for February is at 60 right now. And on the trade reminder, nothing's really sticking out, but you can read through and see if there's anything you find interesting. So, fellow traders, once again, the fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. Hope you all have a nice Valentine's Day. And always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.